Welcome, friends. So I've been watching crypto content for long enough to know that most of it is pretty much useless. Like either it's written for people who already have 5 years of on-chain experience, or it's just dressed up advertising and everyone kind of knows it, but nobody says it. And I've just stopped engaging with both. What did grab my attention at some point, though, is this whole thing around recovering gas fees. Like every single on-chain action drops a little bit of value out of the wallet, every transfer, every swap, and apparently not all of that is just gone forever. So I've been digging into DeFi infrastructure hands-on for several years now, and that kind of experience builds up into something useful pretty fast, mostly just a reliable sense for what's actually functioning versus what's been designed to look like it is. So today I'm walking through a specific project I've had my eye on for a while, and I'll also get into the stuff I actually check when deciding whether something deserves a closer look. And before getting into any explanations, I always want to go through the tech itself first, because technical behavior of something is just a much more honest signal than whatever the website says.
All right, so the first move, I connect my wallet. I run most of my transactions through. That's where all fee history worth recovering is sitting. There are a few different authorization options on here, which is already telling me something. Going with the one that fits my setup. Okay, and that's done. No issues at all. Address is right there on the dashboard. Now I need to select chains to scan, so basically just flagging the networks that have seen the most activity on my end, and then press scan. Good, now system kicks off and starts pulling everything together.
Okay, and that came back pretty quick. This panel shows me complete statistics of total gas that's left the wallet across the full history, and what portion of that is actually recoverable right now. Clicking View Results, and there's the breakdown. Now I go through and pick which chain to claim from, or actually I can just select all networks in one go, which is what I'm doing here. Then I choose the destination network where I want the tokens to land, then tap Confirm. And at this point, it's just a matter of waiting a few minutes for the protocol to finalize everything on the chain side. Okay, while that's wrapping up, let me walk through how this actually works under the hood. And I'll keep the language clean because the mechanics here aren't complicated. They just rarely get explained in a way that makes sense. So the protocol is connected to trading platforms that exist entirely on-chain, meaning no company running servers in the background, just smart contracts doing all the work autonomously. Every trade that goes through those platforms sends a small percentage into a shared rebate pool.
And on top of that, the pool also collects a cut from what validators normally just keep for themselves by controlling which transactions get processed first inside a block. That's value the average user never sees because it just gets absorbed at the infrastructure level. And then there's also a dedicated reserve sitting there specifically to fund the historical gas recovery, which is exactly what was just triggered a minute ago. And those three revenue streams together, that's the actual source the rebates are coming from. So that's the full thing. And I've genuinely had this running for a while, not just glanced at it, actually stress tested it, traced through the logic, watched how it behaves over time, and nothing ever came back in a way that raised a flag. It's a focused product. It's built around doing one thing well rather than throwing a dozen features at the wall. And that kind of restraint is actually something I respect because it usually means the core is solid. The logic holds together end to end, the architecture doesn't feel like it's hiding anything, and the consistency over time is honestly what matters most to me when evaluating something like this. So after putting in the actual time, that's where things land. All right, that's it.